Hello, James here. It's a Friday in April as I sort of record/broadcast this, and I thought I'd just show you a bit of kind of marking protocol and marking behavior. It's quite interesting, so I thought I'd sort of just share it with you. I'm actually pushing this out live as I record this, so it may well be that you're seeing this live or you're catching them afterwards. Anyway, let me show you what I'm kind of interested in here. I've got some answers here from an A-level student. Now, I've gone and copied my students' answers and made them Fleur Delacour from the Harry Potter stories answers, but these are real student answers, okay? And basically, I sent my students a little kind of mini end of lesson sort of bit of exam practice. I didn't interleave anything here, straight up CV regulation, AQA A-level. This could apply to any course, though, obviously. And we've got a question here, describe the role of the SA node during the cardiac cycle for 3. And we've got here, identify 2 other forms of neural control and explain how each helps to regulate the heart rate after the final whistle, so during recovery in rugby. And I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I consider to be like good practice and things to be aware of. So when I get in here, the first thing I do is I don't look at the student answer, but my first job, in my opinion, is to be really familiar with the mark scheme. So that's what I want to do. So I'm looking in here, right, emits an impulse, sets the rhythm, causes systole, causes diastole when the impulse ends. So I'm going to be looking for that. Stimulates the AV node. So I'm going into that sort of area. Now, obviously, when I come to my answer here, it looks like we've got atria contract is linked to point 2. That looks nice to me. I'm simply going to turn that one green. I could put a point in there, but the mark scheme's nice. That's it. Now, I'm going up here. The SA node is where the electricity starts. Now, I'm highlighting that. My decision is not made yet. Emits an electrical signal across the atria. I don't think it gets that one. Start point for the impulse. I reckon that's enough. And I'm going to give that, and I'm going to link that to point 2. Now, the rest of this here, it also makes the rest of the heart contract like the ventricles. So it's not about diastole, and it's not about connecting with the AV node. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to turn this. It's not that it's sort of a bad answer. I'm going to mark that for point 3. Notice no mark goes down. And I'm going to say, Fleur, look over the marking points for both point 3 and 4. This is where your third mark needed to come from. Now, again, I could explain that to her, but I might do that in person, right? So I'm just putting that little comment in there because it's specifically focusing her. This is where the other mark was from. And I think that's useful. Maybe I could put it at exam level feedback, but I'm going to go to here. Now, this one's interesting. Look what we've got here, guys. We've got a 4 marker, and effectively, we're saying, have they got the 2A or 1 marks available here? So again, I check my mark scheme. I'm going to go, yes, that is definitely the case. I'm going to give that. Very happy with that. This one, baroreceptors, baroreceptors. Now, my take on this is that that is not a misspelling or a phonetically accurate sounding word. That error to me is too big. So I'm not going to give that, and I'm going to go, I'm really sorry, not close enough on this occasion. Really sorry. I'm not going to say sorry, actually, because it's life, isn't it? There you go. So I'm going to say that that's not enough because they've missed out a whole syllable. That is not phonetically the same. Okay, so I'm not giving that mark. And that's what I believe students need the feedback on. Now, have a look here, guys. Sense pressure. For point 2 here, detect a decrease in blood pressure and causes heart rate to decrease. A decrease. Now, that is not in this answer. And I'm going to say for point 2, we needed decrease here. Okay, so we get that right. We need decrease here. And this one, for proprioceptors, the students put detect movement. Again, look what we've got here. Detect decrease in muscle and contraction and causing heart rate to decrease. Detect decrease in tendon tension. So for me, again, this is too vague. Now I'm going to go to the red. Again, I can turn these grey and just make them comments, but I really want the student to address this and go, hang on a second. I attempted to answer that, but I got it wrong. I didn't get there. We needed a decrease in muscle or / tendon tension or movement. Okay, so I'm now going to make a general point here. Fleur, some nice stuff here, but we really need to get past AO1 writing. Look closely at the missed marks and bring your writing closer to this method. And I'm going to put in here, how would you feel about having another go at these two during, let's say, Monday's lesson. So I'm putting the ball in her court, and obviously I can release that exam to the student there. But I wanted to share that because for me, that's a really important point. And can I please stress that I really strongly believe that bar septors, it's quite specific, obviously, shouldn't be given the mark. And I also believe that sense, pressure, and detect movement definitely shouldn't be given the mark for 2 and 4, sorry, because literally here, the student has not addressed the point in the point. We cannot give benefit of doubt to that. That is too vague. So I just wanted to share that. That for me is how we mark. Now I've put some feedback in there, but for me, there's no doubt what the outcome of that's going to be for the student. The student is going to read that. Okay, it might be in the course, might be thinking, oh, flipping heck, I've got 3 out of 7 only. But there's nothing wrong with that if the student then recalibrates their writing to address those points. It could even be that I need to spend some time with Fleur, it's not really, it's a real student. It might be that I need to spend some time with Fleur and say, look, Fleur, let's talk about recovery during exercise. How would we apply this? You understand what a baroreceptor and a proprioceptor is, but how do we apply it in that context? And that's what I'm going to do in this particular case. Thanks.